This program is brought to you in part by SalCal Real Estate Connections. Yes, welcome to our 2021 Berlin Fair pre-show, and believe me, you're in for a treat today. Just hold on, and we're going to talk to the fair president, Gary. And yes, we got Gary Schmidt, aka Doc, for the 2021 Berlin Fair, and it feels really good, Gary. We're going to have a fair finally. So tell me, how is this all going to come together?
Well, this year's fair is going to be a lot better than last year's fair, I'll tell you. We didn't have one last year, so it's going to be a lot better. This is nice. Hope we can pull this off in spades this year. We really need a good one.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we got a lot of stuff to do, even in here in Dave's barn. Normally, this thing is all set, and I mean, there's a lot of things to do, right?
Yeah, it's been, we didn't find out we were going to be able to have a full fair till beginning of May, so everything's been on our accelerated schedule to get everything accomplished that we normally get accomplished in, an extra 2 or 3 months. So everybody's pushing like crazy to get it all done. We're doing real well.
Now tell me, this coming fair, is there going to be something really new we never seen?
Yeah, we're having, we're going to have hot air balloon rides.
Hot air balloon rides?
Hot air balloon rides, tethered hot air balloon rides. Oh, wow. Out and back. And we're trying for, if God smiles on us and the weather's good, we're going to have we're going to have 5 or 6 more hot air balloons, and we're going to have a night glow.
Wow.
Like the Plainville Balloon Festival used to have.
Yeah, wow. That sounds really interesting.
And I got we're trying to get the Greater Kensington String Band from Philadelphia, one of the Mummers bands, to march in the fairgrounds on Saturday.
Wow.
So it's going to be some new and some really exciting stuff happening here. It's going to be I call it a sensory overload.
Oh, my dear. Well, it sounds good to me. Now tell me, as far as fair, what number of fair is this now?
This is our 72nd fair, but our 73rd year.
Oh, wow.
So everybody's trying to skip over it, but it's still our 72nd fairs.
Now, at some point I'm going to have a meeting with Ken Shear. I understand there's a big drive on to get new members. Is that correct?
Yeah, Ken's been doing a really good job advertising locally with the Berlin Citizen, and we've gotten probably 7 or 8 new members that are very interested in coming into the club, and they've been showing up on a regular basis and working with us, and we're very encouraged.
That sounds good. Now, I got to ask you one more thing. I understand there's a new ticket arrangement. How do you get a ticket without coming here? Is that correct?
Yeah, we signed up with a new company, VTS Digital Ticketing. They're a United States company, and we actually just implemented it last night. All our advertisements are going to include a QR code to bring you to the ticketing website. And you can purchase all your tickets online and get through security, and you don't have through the bag check, and you walk right into the fair. You don't have to buy a ticket at the booth. And I strongly encourage people to buy your tickets online so we don't have to have long lines at the ticket booth anymore.
Wow, that sounds real good, I'll tell you.
So it's, I wish I had a copy of the QR code for you. I'd present it and you could show it to everybody, but I don't have it printed out yet.
Now, Gary, I want you to tell the people what could they expect when they get here for this fair this year?
You're going to have some of the old, some of the new. Friday's always Berlin's Kids Day. Saturday's going to be a big day with all the entertainment, and Sunday we got a couple of good blues bands coming to the lower pavilion. We got Presley and Taylor playing Sunday afternoon on a concert stage. We're implementing some new venues here down by the pavilion. We're going to put a big tent outside. We're only serving beer in the pavilion. Nobody's going to be inside. and the bands are going to be in a separate tent about 75 feet away from the pavilion. So it's going to be spread out. The concert stage is going to face the pavilion from the far end of the fairgrounds. So we're trying to make this look like a beer garden atmosphere so everybody can spread out but still congregate together.
So we can count on the beer being cold and good, right?
It always is.
I know.
It always tastes better here.
Yes, it does. Well, I want to wish you good luck this year, and naturally we're going to be here, and hopefully we're going to see this fair have good weather and really have some fun.
I appreciate you coming down to help us to promote this. You know, it's September 17th, 18th, and 19th.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
And let me tell you, I can't wait for that day. Gary, very good luck, and I know you're going to be a great fair president this year.
Thank you very much.
And yes, 2021 Berlin Fair, Gary Benkowski. How does it feel to be active again?
I'll tell you, your year off, it was a crazy year last year. Everybody accounts for like it was, they're thinking 2019. 2020 just skipped right over us. It was crazy. Glad we're going to have a fair for one. Basically, I think everybody is ready to come outside and you know, get out of the cabin fever over, I guess, as you can say. So we're working hard at getting this back together, and I think we're going to have a real good fair.
I certainly agree, and it's only fitting here. We got the racetrack at our back, and I know this racetrack, it means a lot to you. And over the years, what you have done here is just special. And tell me about what do you think upcoming year now is going to have here?
I think we're going to have a good show here. They're going to come in on Friday and do some exhibition racing, the Nutmeg Kart Club. And then Saturday, they're going to do the heat races into the afternoon. And the big treat is the kids racing under the lights here after 5:30.
Under the lights?
Under the lights, yep. They look forward to that every year.
Now, you know, Gary, when I look at this track, there's been some kids that have gone on to great success. And I think you know what I mean.
Oh, for sure. Stephen Kopchak, he's a front runner up at Stafford. Anywhere he goes, he's an excellent setup man. LJ Lombardo's another one that raced over here. He's up in Lebanon Valley. We got a lot of them that are going to be coming through the ranks here, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could remember Tyler Elkis. Christ, he was about 2 feet high.
Oh, yeah. One of Davy's nephew there. Yeah. They're involved in racing still down in Waterford. They've gone through here to Bandoleros to SK Light. Another one is Adabella Dominic. He's racing down, I believe, in the Super X division down in Waterford. I'm trying to think of some others. Kind of eluding me right now.
Oh, yeah. There's been many. And let me tell you, I know you do other things in this fair. Now, bring me up to date. What's going on?
Okay, I'm involved in getting this whole fairgrounds network so we can have the POS systems at all the booths here. The less cash handle is what we're trying to go for. Yeah. So with the COVID thing, I think that made everybody aware how dirty money is, you know. So basically, I'm working on that and hoping to get that all ready and fired up before the fair hits.
What about lighting? Anything new happening with lighting?
The back perimeter road, we're going to be doing some temporary lighting. We're hoping to run some buses up through there. That went in 2019, and we never got really to use it in 2020, obviously. So that's on the agenda. And some other lighting out through the fairgrounds here. I think it's going to be a good show.
There's never a lack of something to do, right?
Oh, for sure. Trust me. I mean, and other things of maintenance. Because we walked away from this place for a year, so there are some needs that need to be taken care of. So.
Now, I understand there's a big drive on for new members, huh? Anything you'd like to say to the public about, getting involved with this Lions Club?
Well, we have a Facebook page. Ken Shear, who is on our membership committee, has been really canvassing this, and he's got his email in there, and we basically have like an open house. Anybody who wants to come down on a Monday or Wednesday work nights during the summer to see what it's all about, mingle with us, see if it's a good fit for them. So
there's plenty of activity there. There's only one more thing I wanted to ask you about. Are we going to have a Plainville Stadium reunion this year?
Yes, we are.
Oh,
September 25th.
music to my ears.
Yes, there is. And there's going to be a little added caveat to that fair. Nutmeg Car Club is going to run a pasta dinner from 5 to 9 that Saturday night. Kind of a fundraiser because obviously of last year. Funds are kind of low, so everybody needs to build up their kitty.
Now, give us that date again.
Okay, September 25th.
Yep.
Plainville Stadium is from 10 to 3.
Yep.
And then the pasta dinner is from 5 to 9 with live music.
Who's cooking?
We have some Lions members cooking, and we have some Nutmeg Car Club members.
Very good. But
It's a team effort.
as you can see, I don't miss many meals.
Well, come on down.
All right, buddy.
All right.
I know you're busy. I don't want to tie you up. I want to thank you. As usual, you're right in your game, and I can't wait for the fair.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you,
for your
buddy.
support, Larry.
All right. And yes, Dave Alkus, another year. We're going to finally have a Berlin Fair. Tell me how that feels today.
Well, Larry, we had a year off over here, and I was able to accomplish working on several tractors at home because we were kind of confined to home, work. So we turned around and did a couple tractors over, and we inherited a couple, 2 or 3 more, and they were all heirlooms. They were part of people that had passed away in memory, including the Pack family. We had one here, a John Deere Beetle we got out of Harwington that was frozen up. We're going to have that on display this year.
So these are all new things.
Well, yeah, they're all new. They weren't here last year, and everybody that comes here will see something new all the time. We also have another one. It was an old case that came out of Middlefield, which is a good friend of mine, Ronnie Emanuelson, and he passed away back in February, and we inherited that, and I got a lot of his memorabilia in having that up in front as a centerpiece. My wife's already working on photos and stuff like that.
I can't wait for opening day. When I come in here, there's usually a beautiful arrangement right in the front.
Yeah, one way or another, we have either milk bottles. My wife Paula, she takes and puts together a centerpiece there, and we some of the Sunny Border and some of the nurseries around will step up and donate plants and flowers and stuff to actually glorify it or beautify it,
Now, when I look at the walls, Dave, I see all these tools. Does that just keep growing and growing?
Well, Larry, I like to say it, but every day, usually at least once a week, someone's either calling me up or stopping by and bringing me a milk can or a couple of milk bottles that they had from town with a Rockland Dairy or Gaitas or somewhere, and I wind up putting them in our collection. And believe it or not, if you don't put them up, they know that they donated something. When they come to the fair, they want to look at it, and they say, "Where is that unit?"
Yeah. Now this year, as far as truck or tractor pulling, anything new there?
Well, Melinda's running that. I used to run both the tractor pulls and the truck pulls, and I kind of turned it over to the younger generation so that they can get involved in it. And, it was getting to be, I couldn't spend the time I wanted with a lot of the elderly people that come through here, and I talk to them all the time, and they like it. You spend a little time with them and talk about a tractor that they own and different stuff that they didn't even know about their own tractors, and they love it.
I'll tell you, Dave, when I air some of the old shows with the modified tractors, people are just at awe of what goes on with them.
Yeah, they this year you're going to have the slow-moving tractors. It's the slowest one coming out of the hole when they hook up, and then they progressively, it's the time it takes from when they start their pull to the end, and they take and time it actually, and it's the slowest and the furthest that you go. So it's quite interesting.
That's going to be something new.
Yeah. Now they had it last year and it went over good. So, yeah, and also they have our regular truck pulls, which I'll be announcing again, and we'll have that in there. And the truck pull always draws a crowd with all our local kids. They come down with their buggies over there. And,
Bragging rights.
right, that's what I call it on the mic when I'm talking. I have a lot of fun because I know most of the people, and I know some of their heritage and their gigs they've done through the years.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I can't wait for the fair. Believe me, it's been a long wait, and as you could see, hanging around the house for a year didn't do me much good. I probably gained about 25 pounds.
Well, believe it or not, Larry, I lost about 10 or 12, and only just eating normal, watching my diet. But other than that, working down here, we've got a lot of work to do, and a lot in progress right now. We want to redo the horse announcer's booth up there, and my friend over there, Al Baroni, he lives up the street. He's been not a member right now, but I think he's prospectively thinking of his wife is. So I don't think it's too long.
I know there's a big drive on for new members, and naturally we want to support that all we can.
Yeah, right, Larry. There's a lot of fellows that are now. It's gotten to the point that we're starting to get people that are interested in it, and some of them were the old farmers around here that had offspring that are younger, and they're coming down. I know Hanson's granddaughter over there came down, and she's in a club now, and she was using our Ford 2000 over here, the grooming motor. First night out, she says, "I know how to run all this," So
Hey,
God bless her,
Bless her is right. Well, Dave, there's a couple of more things I want to talk to you about. Something's new, but we got to move over to a different area. We're going to take a little break here and move over there. And yes, Dave, we have some new carts here for the children, huh?
Oh yeah, Larry. Believe it or not, there's a lot of work into these units here. The 4 carts themselves, and then the Suki cart on the back for the adults to watch out, and it's for safety, Yep. But my friend up the street, who's a carpenter, Al Baroni, and we worked on this here. We did some metal framing. I did some welding under. He did all the carpentry work, and we put seat belts in here. We've got it so it's safety-wise free, so you ain't got to worry about someone getting hurt in it. The steering wheel's turned. We made up these 4 one for a John Deere tractor, an orange one for Alice Charmers. We made a red one for International Harvester, and a blue one for Ford, because a lot of the kids, their family has that kind.
I didn't think you were that technical.
Well, we had to. Some of the people, they get finicky about having the right style vehicle to ride in. And we hook it behind a gator, and we've actually taken, we brought it already to the Memorial Day Parade, which was a big hit. We ran that over there. We ran it over to the Touch a Truck over to high school.
Yeah, we were at the car show. I saw this thing. I said, wow, the kids love it.
Yeah, one thing of it is, once they get in there, your same kid wants to stay in there, and the parents have a hard time dragging them out, They say, oh, well. But believe it or not, there's a lot of work in them. And we got the idea from my wife and I went out to Roxbury. There's a big farm up there, Rocklands Farm. And they turned around, and they had actually 55-gallon drums, plastic ones, around in there. And to me, we modernized them a little. Yeah, those were.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's nice.
I can't even imagine how long did it take to do this.
Well, these took a couple of weeks. There's almost probably 3 weeks, I think. We had them put them together, and once we had the first ones made up, they made the templates and everything. Then it went along a lot easier. We changed them a couple times to begin with, but after that, they fell into a good pattern, and they started producing them pretty good.
Now. The other thing, as far as the kids go, are we going to have a corn bend this year?
Oh, yeah, Larry, now that you mention that, the ever-popular corn bend that we have over here, usually the parents drop the kids off, and they start playing in that corn bin, and they start walking around the museum looking at all the tractors and the items that we have on the wall and the old tooling and all. and we wind up being babysitting the kids. We wound up with probably 10, 12 kids in that corn box, and normally when they get out of there, they've got corn in their pants, inside their shoes, and
Oh yeah, the mother's always telling me, "What are you doing over that fair? This kid's got corn everywhere home in his underwear, and it comes out of every corner of his clothing."
it's a lot of work, but it's nice to give back to the community with the kids there. They look forward to it, and you've narrated it a couple times on some of your discs that you had. Yeah, the shows you had here. So it was a big hit, and it still is a big hit. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's just keeping the corn back in the box. That's the hardest part, and we've devised that, so we got it down pretty good right now.
I can't wait, Dave, till opening day, and I know this building is going to look a little bit different that day, and the display you always have put ready here is really special. I have to tell you.
Well, what we put in here, it's not really hard to put something in. It's just putting something in over the years that should be recognized. And that's the thing of it, you know. And we have a couple of tractors, like I told you before. We had the Pack brothers. They had a nephew there that was only 16 years old, Matthew, that had passed away with cancer. And when I knew that, I said, we have to step up to the plate and put this up in there. And we're going to have that. And then another friend of mine, like I told you before, in Middlefield, Ronnie Emanuelson, he was a large collector, a very large collector of antique tractors and all that, buying and selling. And he passed away back in February. And we acquired one of his tractors, which I have, and that'll be a centerpiece. With all the memorabilia that I've got with him, his girlfriend Ruth gave me pictures of him and his trucking cards and all that stuff. She even wanted to give me the boots there that he wore. She had filled them up with topsoil and put plants in them.
Oh, my dear.
Yeah. So you know, it brings tears to their eyes when they tell them what you're going to do with the stuff.
You know, Dave, when I think back when we were kids, would I love to see you drag one of your old doodle bugs in here. You remember those things?
Oh yeah, Larry. When we raced toward the end of my racing career there at Plainville Stadium, we were actually racing, which was high speed, and we were pulling doodle bugs all over the state of Connecticut, and we've even pulled up in Massachusetts at Eastern States Expo, and we did very well. We won championships in that too. There was the heavy duty class, which is 8,000 pounds, and we had the 5,000 pound class in there, and it was a two-wheel drive, and we were pulling some phenomenal weights there, even down here.
Yeah, your history in the that's your history involved in motor vehicles is beyond belief, buddy. 5-time champ, Plainville Stadium, huh?
Well, at the time when we had the championships there, I never really, never, my head didn't blow up. I mean, it was just something that it was like a job, and we had everybody, and we did well with Roland Sear, and we kept everything together, and we had plenty of publicity from the Herald and all. In fact, I was just mowing my lawn there 2 days ago, and one of the fellows that used to be the writer, Sid DeBoer, from New Britain Herald, his son stopped by, Donald DeBoer, and he said, I pulled up by the fence, I shut the lawnmower, we chewed the fat for, probably 10, 15 minutes, and he said, I remember when I was only a little kid that my dad brought me over there, so. But there's people stop. I had 3 different people that one day stopping by with different things,
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Forget you.
They don't. Well, Davey, I know you're busy. I don't want to tie you up, and I'm looking forward to the fair, and good luck this year, and you'll be seeing us opening day, trust me.
Well, I would like to thank you guys, too. Racing Action Today and Bill Maziak and Larry, you guys do one heck of a nice job, and we watch you on Nutmeg TV every Friday, right after.
When you're having fun, it's not work.
That's true. Well, that's the same with me. I mean, my favorite saying all the time was, work never killed anybody. The thought of it killed many.
Yeah. Okay.
That was my favorite song.
All right,
my
buddy.
favorite saying.
Very good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, we got Dave Gallo here, who is going to have an interesting new event here at the fair involving a horse, I hear. Is that correct?
That's right. We're going to be putting on a demonstration. We're going to have some draft horses down here pulling various carriages. Our Gaida's early 1900 milk wagon. We're going to be pulling around the fair in either the tractor area or on the little dirt car racetrack we have here. And we're going to be showing them maybe pulling some instruments, pulling logs, just what horses used to do on a farm back in the early days.
In the early days, huh?
That's right. And we're going to have a horse, one of our little Hefflingers here. We're going to have them back in our little display area back there for a few hours every day during the fair.
Well, sounds good. You know, when you think of the Berlin Fair, you think about the old days and horses and cows and chickens. And,
Well, that's right. So we had the opportunity this year we had some downtime in some areas where we could do this. The truck pull area will be vacant for a little while, so why not show some folks what it used to look like? You know, the milk wagon that we have was actually used in New Britain by the Gaida's Dairy Company back in the early 1900s. So there's some history involved with this.
well, I can't wait. Well, Dave, you know we're going to be very interested to see what you do, and thank God we're having another fair. I'll put it that way, and I'm sure knowing you that it's going to be something special. Thank you, and we'll see you opening day.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I love your show.
Thank you. And yes, as we come to the conclusion of the show today, I want to remind everybody of the date of the Berlin Fair. Of course, September 17th, 18th, and 19th. And believe me, you will be in for a treat. Absolutely. Yes, we want to thank the Berlin Lions Club and the Berlin Agricultural Lions Museum for all the great times they give us.